Hey guys, welcome back to ecigadvanced.com. My name is Cody. Today I'm going to be talking about a new little rebuildable that I purchased from pbdragon.com. He had a sale going on for about I think it was $19.99. Thought it was a good price, so I picked one up. It's Vision Eternity. So what I'm going to do, bring it in, show you all the little parts and pieces, how to put it together, back it up, and as always, I'll show you guys how it vapes. So here we go. All right, guys, so this is up close with the Vision Eternity. It comes in this pretty cool little tin here, which I actually kind of like. It kind of keeps things a little bit more organized. This is my Ego Twist. It does not come with the Vision Eternity, but it looks really nice on there, so I'll be using that today. When you first open it up, you're going to see an instruction booklet. Pretty good instructions, not anything too crazy. The pictures can be a little small, so if you have bad eyesight or something like that, you may want to get a magnifying glass or just watch this review. You know, I'll kind of explain what everything is. You'll also get a little bag of goodies. Contains a couple coils, the little tank portion here, the little bottom rubber pieces for that, and some more connectors for the rebuildable portion of the Atomizer. So this is pretty much how it's going to come to you. I have used it a little bit, so ignore like the little wet wicks going on there at the bottom portion. So the first part you're going to really need to get out is your Atomizer portion. Basically, you know, just like a normal atomizer or a rebuildable atomizer, use silica wick. You can see that this little post in the middle here, that is going to be your air draw. So it's centered right below the actual coil, and I found that it works extremely well that way. Most people who do rebuildables like to have the air draw right next to the coil so they can get the most vapor. Next thing you're going to probably pick up, this is just a little beauty ring or Ego style thread cover. It's pretty, whoop, oh, I dropped it, but let me grab that real quick. Sorry about that, guys. Got a little slippery with the juice in there. So yeah, this is just basically a thread cover ring. It kind of brings the device together with whatever Ego you're using. Makes it look uniform. It does have some air holes in it. I believe it has two, one on each side. Next, we're going to be pulling out this crazy little spiked piece here. This basically is going to be sitting on top of your rebuildable portion. It has a spike up top for the tank style, which I'll talk about, the two different modes you can put this in. And the spike is for that. You can see there the little revolver style chamber. So yeah, that's that. And then lastly, we have our two different caps, depending on which mode you want to set it into. And it comes with a nice shiny chrome drip tip. So say I'm going to put this on my Ego. Grab your tank thread cover, screw that down. And now we're going to start assembling the rebuildable portion. First thing you're going to need to do is grab the spike piece and push that down and screw it onto the base. This does use a normal 510 connection, so you can use this with any device. I've used it on my ProVary. It looks pretty nice on there, but I thought with the thread covers, it looks really good on my Ego. You can go ahead and screw that into your Ego if you'd like at this point. And first I'm going to set up in dripping mode. So take the part where you see a little bit more metal in the center, screw that on top. Grab your drip tip and pop it on. And there you go. Now you have an Ego that has a rebuildable on top of it. It's really nice. It looks really good, especially with the thread covers there. I really like it on the Ego Twist. That way you can kind of bump it up and down, you know, depending on what you're wanting out of your vape, especially since it's rebuildable. So let me go ahead and set up in the other mode. So we're going to need to take the drip tip off, the top cap, and then you're just going to grab your other cap, screw it on, and then grab your basic, you know, Ego style tank and push it on. And there is that mode. It's pretty much exactly the same, except this cap here holds, I think, close to 1 milliliter of juice. The other way, well, the dripping mode, you know, you're going to have to drip, but that's not too bad with this. The directions say that you can drip 40 drops of e-liquid in here without it leaking at all. I've been doing about 30 to 35 drops, and it's been working phenomenal. Great vapor, great flavor. The throat hit is a little mild on, you know, in my opinion, but I'm generally using really low ohm hybrid setups. So for the basic vapor, or the somebody who's not using a lot of rebuildables or wants to get started in rebuildables, this is a great starting point. And this setup right here with the Ego Twist and the Vision Eternity is probably going to cost you about $50 shipped. So you can't beat that price. So let's back it up now. I'm going to show you how it vapes. Alright guys, so that was a little close-up look on it. I didn't go into too much detail on how to rebuild the coils or anything like that. If there's a need for it, or if you guys are interested, let me know and I can make a little addendum video to this. I've just seen it shown on many videos, so I didn't feel the need to really show you in depth how to do it. So starting it off, I'm going to use it in the last configuration I had it set up, which is the Ego T tank mode. Here we go. Make sure it's on. Yeah. Works really well. I'm not getting any burnt taste. You know, and I've had a lot of problems with the Ego tank style in the past. It's just not worked really well. But with this design, it does work fairly well. The flavor is a little bit more muted than the dripping mode, but it's still miles better than just the standard Ego T style. So take that for what you will. If you like the Ego tanks, you like the convenience of switching flavors or carrying multiple flavors in the little tanks, pick this up. You're going to like it a whole lot better than the standard Ego Ts. So I'm going to switch this back to dripping mode. Yep. And I'm going to show you that you really can put, you know, 40 drops in. I'll probably do 35 because I had the tank on, but about 40 drops in here without it leaking, which is going to last you quite a while. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There we go, 35. Now when you do that, you are going to have to let it sit for a second and wick to the bottom. But it's not very long. So here we go. There we go. Now it's kind of starting to get to the bottom. Well, I'm gonna let it sit here for a second. But about 35 to 37 drips is about 1.1 milliliters. So that's what it says it can hold without the tank mode. So if you really wanted to, you could do 35 drops and then use it in tank mode, and you would probably last you a good 30 minutes of not having to drip, or longer, because you do have extra juice in the tank. I do prefer the dripping mode because it is, it just tastes a little better in my opinion. But for some people who like the convenience of the tanks, that way it by no means is a horrible experience. So if you have any more questions about this, feel free to hit me up on Google+. I'm doing shows on there Sunday night, which is a Q&A. Or you can come to our forums at www.ecigadvanced.com/forums. I'm always on there answering questions by people. You can shoot me a PM if you don't want to answer or ask the question in the forums. So yeah, if you have any other questions and you don't want to do either of those, you can always do it in the comments. I check YouTube quite regularly. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and check out the Vision Eternity from pbdragon.com.